you invest in something and you hustle and you work for something, you got a different type of attachment to it. You're going to have a cold day in hell for somebody to try to take this from you. We live by this, we die by this. We don't surrender, we don't retreat. Every man must search his own soul. I listen to that quote every morning.
Mr. 180's in the building. Let's go. We go live in 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. 180. Let me zoom down a little bit. My camera be moving and stuff. Y'all can see all up in my office and stuff. Y'all all nosy. Y'all know y'all nosy. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. 180, and you already know what time it is. It's time for you to hit that share button, turn on that like button, get those post notifications because it's going down. Guess what? I got Mr. Les Lang in the building, and he gonna be joining us. So I need y'all to get those. Listen, until them views get up, he gonna sit in the audience, and he over there sweating bullets. Listen, so I just need you to let us know if you can hear us. Make sure you can hear us. Make sure you can hear us because it's going down. I got the fans on. I got the lights on. Look, we got to let y'all know we are so grateful that you have tuned in. Thank you so much, y'all, that are commenting. Hey, what's going on? They letting us know what's going on. Listen, I got Mr. Les Lang in the building. We just left Houston, Texas. Oh, I'm loud. I'm sorry. Y'all already know I'm loud. My bad. Let me scoot back away from the microphone. My fault. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 180 Show. I'm your host, Mr. 180. Do understand it's not how you start, it's how you finish. But we got to bring my brother. I could call him my brother, you know what I'm saying? Listen, no matter if y'all get mad at him, he still got to talk to me. But my brother is here. He's on the front cover of our magazine. I'm going to make sure he get on stage right now. Y'all make some noise. Shoot them hearts for Mr. Les Lang. What's up, man?
What's going on, bro? What's going on?
Bro, okay, so listen, y'all. We didn't get to do a sound check because we was doing a light check. You know what I'm saying? The inside joke. We had to do a light check. So look, y'all, let us know if you can hear. Can y'all hear Mr. Lang? Tell him to speak up a little bit.
Hello, everybody. How you doing?
And let everybody know who you are, man.
Les Lang. I hail from San Antonio, but I'm from St. Louis.
Okay.
So, I've been here about 10, 12 years.
Okay.
Retired from the military in 08.
Okay.
Made this my home. So.
Made this your home. Okay, so military in 08. How long did you do, man? Thank you so much for your service.
No problem. It was a way to get out of my mom and dad's house, but
okay.
21 years, 16 days is what they told me.
21 years, 16 days in the military. First off, thank you so much for your service. Thank you for everything that you've done for our country. Now let's just dive right into it. Y'all, hold on, y'all, because I got to upload it right now. I can't even wait no longer. It got to go down. Y'all got to be able to see what's going on. Why is Mr. Lang here? I'm glad that y'all might ask me. Listen, he's the front cover of our 180 Life Enterprise Magazine March issue. You look well right there, sir. You look well.
I mean, I got to give it up to my photographer, though. He did the thing. He did the damn thing. So appreciate that. So
they telling me that we echoing a little bit. So I'm gonna turn my volume on my microphone down. Thank y'all so much. Y'all know my executive producer, Miss LaRonda, is letting me know that we are. Hold on, let's do this. What if I did this? Can y'all hear me now? Wait, hold on. There we go. Okay, can y'all hear me now? How does that sound? Does that sound a little bit better? Help me out now, y'all. Help me out. Listen, Mr. Les Lang is in the building. So let us know how this Synstylez started, man.
So the story was I was stationed in Korea, and this was in 04. So me and a couple of friends got stationed over there at about the same time. So we get off the plane, and it's click tight over there. So you have Kappas, you have Masons, you have Eastern Stars. Everybody's click tight over there. So either you join a group or you find someplace else to be. So for myself, I'm just never been one to follow just anybody. So I decided, well, I'll start my own group. We started with 2 members, and before we left the island, it was 50 of us.
Oh, wow.
Right. So I wanted to do something more with it, but it wasn't a brand at the time. It was just a clique, right? So it was more than just a guy. It was guys, girls, any color, any ethnicity. You just needed to make sure that you fit, right? So when I left there, I wanted to do something more with it. When I came back to the States, everybody went all over the place, right?
Wow.
Everybody got stationed all over the place. So that's the reason for the globe, because everybody's all over the place. So when I came back here, I was like, well, I wanted to do something with it. Couldn't really do anything with it. Couldn't really get any custom embroidery done or anything like that. So I just let it sit. So right about 2020, right, right at the beginning of the pandemic, I was watching television, and a pastor came on television. He said, if you take a seed outside and you water it all the time, it might grow. But if you take a handful of seeds and you throw them outside, something's going to grow. And I used that for my business sense. I was like, well, let me take 5 businesses that would feed each other, and let's see if something grows, right?
Wow.
So that's what I decided to do. But the first one was the t-shirt business, hoodie business, things of that nature, because I had somebody that could do my clothing. So that's how I started.
Is that say mute over there?
It says mute now.
Okay. My bad, y'all. My bad. My bad. Can y'all hear us now, man? They say you got a super echo. Hold on. Okay, is that better, y'all? Let us know if that's better. Okay. So you got 4 companies, 5 companies.
5 companies, right?
5 companies, they feed each other.
Correct. So one's a consulting business, IT, tax. We do all kind of different things for, paperwork for your LLCs and things of that nature, right? The next one is my clothing line, right? So we did that. We have the car business where we do maintenance to cars. We buy cars, we put them back together, customize those cars, and we sell them to the public. We also have 3, right? So we have a janitorial business, and then we have a nonprofit in Houston for the kids, trying to get them some food after class, because when they go home, they may not see a meal for the rest of the night. So those were the 5 businesses. Then they all feed each other. So that's how we started, and it's moving along. It's not moving as fast as I wanted to, but it's moving along. So.
But see, that's the thing is teaching everybody understanding the importance of growth, and the importance of taking your time, and the importance of watching you do 20 plus years in the military lets you know that you have the endurance. How do you take that from your business aspect and turn it into, from your work ethic? I mean, I apologize, y'all. From your work ethic and turn it into a business aspect. Talk on that.
I think what you find out is, Rome wasn't built in a day, right? So you start here and you set small milestones to get to where you need to be. A year and a half ago, I was hoping I could put a business together. A year and a half ago, I was hoping I might be able to help somebody out. And here we are, a year and a half. I've moved big time. I've stepped through it, but I've had a team that helped me, and then I had to listen to guidance of other people that did really well, who wish they had done certain things. So you start humbling yourself by listening.
Wow.
All right. There's a lot of times that, you got up every morning and went to work in the military, and nobody said anything to you until you hit close to your 20. You got close to your 20, then people are like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do tomorrow? Right. And you don't think about it. You just get up and you go to work. I take that same approach in my business. I just get up and I go to work. Now, there are times that the loved ones that are close to you want to hold on to you. They want to see you, and you're out grinding. So you got to do what you got to do in hopes that you're setting something up for your family down the road.
Wow, that is crazy, because everybody knows that wow, what a successful man. It's good seeing Black kings doing their thing. Congratulations. So my big thing is owning companies, having consistency. What did you learn with the consistency of everything that says, hey, I gotta stay consistent, I gotta go to it, even those days when you was like, hey, I don't think this is it?
And harken back to the drive is instilled in you, right? Your parents put it in you, but there are days where you don't want to do anything. But when you have a team will push you when you don't want to do anything. I want to lay in the bed and don't want to do anything that day, but I know that if I grind, I'm taking care of those people that are close to me, that are looking up to me, regardless of if I know it or not. my kids are looking up to me. You know what I mean? My kids wear my gear, and it's one of those things that when your kid comes home and says, "Hey, Dad, I got people at my school asking me how to get to the website," that's a pat on the back, but it's letting you know that your grind is working, right? And it may, like you said, it's patience, but it takes a while. But you have to humble yourself. Like I said, Rome wasn't built in a day, and you just have to be ready for it. When God blesses you, be ready for it.
My thing is, let's get into this teamwork. And let's talk about teamwork. A couple things have happened since the last time I was able to see my wonderful 180 life family. A lot of things have happened. Somebody came and asked me, "Do you have 15 people?" And this is a sidebar, y'all. Y'all know we going into conversation. They said, "Do you have 15 people that can give you $1,000?" Because I told them that my goal was $15,000. I need it. I'm in a situation where I need 15,000. And she said to write a list of 15 people that can give you $1,000. And I told her I don't have 15. Now I have 4 or 5? Yeah, maybe. I wouldn't put other people in a situation like that because I don't think that's fair. But when you speak of team, how do you first off develop a team? How many people did you have to go through to get the right fit for a team?
I think your team has to grow, right?
Mm-hmm.
You start out with your partners,
Mm-hmm.
right? And your partners, it's been said that everybody that starts that race with you will not finish that race with you, right?
True.
So you start looking at those folks that, what are their power? What's the power that they have? What can they do? What can they bring to the table? But when you bring, $15,000, 15 people to bring me $1,000, I can tell you there are certain people that you just cannot go to in your team to expect that kind of money. But there are people that you walk by every day that probably have that kind of paper, but you don't feel comfortable asking for that kind of paper, right? So my friends normally range with a 10-year to 15 to 20-year lifespan. I don't have any friends that are 2 years or 5 years. I have 10 years or older, of friendship. So when I say I need $1,000, yeah, I can probably write down about 15 people. But would I go to them? Would it cause a crunch in their life? Those are the things that come to my mind, right? But because you need it, I could probably do it. It's just you think twice before you do it. But my team, like I said, my team is built off of me and Nut were stationed together at Langley. So me and Nut were together in 05, right?
Wow.
So
that's almost 20 years.
Yeah. So me and Mike were together in Korea in 04 to 05.
20 years. Yeah.
Me and John were together in Korea in 04 to 05. You see what I'm saying? So when you start looking at your nucleus of people, your friends are the ones that have been down with you since day one.
So I got a question for you. Okay, y'all know I'm about to get into it. So I got a question for you. Being a business owner as yourself and myself, why do you feel the lack of support from friends and family is big in the Black community? If we can be real, if you don't mind.
So if we can be real about it, then I'll say it this way. We're taught to be very competitive, right? You're taught to be very competitive, be the best at what you do. Your mom and dad never said pick somebody up when you're running through a race. You're supposed to beat, right? You take that into the workplace, you're supposed to do the best. You got to work harder than your pink counterparts, right? So what's that teaching you? You got to be very, 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 very competitive. So then you take that, and then somebody that looks like you can befriend, but there's trust issues. We got trust issues, right? There's the crabs in the barrel, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not gonna let him get over me on me, right? And I'll flip it with this. I say, my shirts cost $38 to $40. You pay for that in gas. You pay for that in parking, right? But I can't get you to get to my website and find something that you like. But you'll see it on me like, man, that's a bad shirt. So why is that? And it's the crab in the barrel approach. People just don't like supporting Black businesses unless you're major. Once you're major, then everybody does it. And it's bad to say people that aren't of our color will support you quicker than people of our color.
Man, he's dropping jewels, y'all. He is dropping jewels like it's. First off, let me do a sound check. Can everybody hear us clearly? Is everybody hearing? If you enjoying this, definitely hit that heart button. Turn on those post notifications. Hit that share button. I got Mr. Les Lang himself in the building. That's crazy that you said that. I'm gonna give a scenario for myself. Um, I had been pushing 180 life for almost a year, and we finally had broke in. At that time we thought was a celebrity working with just Brittany, and that interview turned into another interview, and I realized this was me for myself. When I worked with just Brittany, it wasn't nothing big for all these people. Oh, we know her, da da da. I did know her. But it made me realize, like, man, I could reach out to these other people and really get what I want. You know what I'm saying? But it was not until um I went on tour. And when people seen the pictures, like I had been telling people I was on tour, but until I started posting it, and then they see me in the pictures, then oh man, how can I be a part? And I will never forget. It was a conversation with someone. They said, "Oh man, you're pricey," and it was the same person that I was trying to pay them to be a part of my brand when I first started. And then they declined me, or they was just so busy. And so then now, now I can't leave my driver. I got kids. And it's crazy because I talk to you. We talk on a regular basis. I think my respect for you, and I want you to go into this because my respect for you, and we'll talk about finances in a minute, but for me, it's never financial for you. Not saying you got it. It ain't if you got it, you know what I'm saying? But you've never based your support for others or your brand off of a financial gain. No. Does that make sense?
It does.
Do you see where I'm going there?
I think it's because my brand is not just a brand, it's a lifestyle, right? So when you approach, if I was to use Jordan as an example, Jordan he picks those athletes that he wants to wear his brand, right? And he pays them. I want somebody that wants to wear my brand, right? You could be a Charlie Mack, you could be a Michael Jordan, you could be a Shaq, or you could be that next kid that's running track and killing the times, but it has taken an interest in my brand, right? I'm here to support those kids and those efforts. Now, if he's a major star, great. If he's not, well, at least he got a time to shine. Everybody gets at least 15 minutes of fame, right? Let him be in Sin Styles. Let him be in Syndicate when he's shining, right? Because I didn't get that when I was younger, right? Wow. I came in the military. Like I said, I did 21 years. I went to California first. Went from California to Korea. Went to Korea to Germany. I went from Germany to Georgia. Went from Georgia to Kentucky, then to Virginia, right? During those times, I got a recording contract with Sony Records in Cologne, Germany. Um, got to see all of Europe for all intents and purposes, and to be able to be a big name on their board was something cool, right? But I was a kid. I was 21 years old, So I got to open up for Snap. I got to open up for Run DMC. I got to open up for Onyx, MC Hammer, and it was cool. You don't want to take that away from somebody that's just looking to be the next, right? So I always look at kids and say, hey, what is it that you want, right? Because you never know. You just never know. So I don't look for the big names. I think we went on a trip, and I think Young Jock said something, and I was like, yeah, whatever. And it just, for me, it's just not about that. You put your pants on the same way I put mine on. That's all.
And that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. And what he's telling y'all is such the truth, y'all. He's been he just dropped some bombs, and we're gonna go back to that because bro just dropped a bomb I didn't even know. But it is true. When we've been blessed to travel together, and when you're working with different people, believe it or not, sometimes their attitudes can get really bad. My brother was there and witnessed that, a conversation. It For me, it wasn't. I look past we both look past a lot of stuff, but I look past a lot of stuff and keep going and keep saying what I'm gonna say. But a lot of times people aren't the nicest people. People can be cruel, and it I think my part for me that frustrates me is, I'm out here doing positive things and y'all don't want to support.
Correct.
But the minute that I get on the news, y'all gonna say, "Oh,
See, I knew it was gonna happen. Yeah, I get it.
Get it, right? So, but you're the 3 to 5%, right? And you have to look at it that way. You're the guy that's trying to do the right thing, right? Even when it sucks. Trust me, I've been there, right? You're trying to do the right thing, and there are positive people, and there are people that just happen to be in the positive light. Those are two totally different people. Okay. So when you look at a superstar and you're like, this is the dude, this person I looked up to my entire life, and he says something off script, the wrong thing, done with you, right? And just think if it was a kid there. Just think if it was somebody that looked up to this man and was like, hey, I really want to meet this guy. And he turns his back. It's not cool. It's just not cool.
wow. Wow, y'all. Big shout out to Godskin Forever. He was at, let's talk about the fashion show. Let's get on that. Peace Brothers. He says, Peace Brothers. What's going on, man? Welcome to the 180 show. Listen, let's talk about this fashion show. So 2 weeks ago, they didn't call me 2 weeks ago. They called me way before then because y'all know my schedule kind of crazy. But they said they was having a fashion show in Houston, Texas. So I got into my little, my little putt. Listen, I don't care what y'all see on Facebook. No, let me stop. Let me stop. They be like, wait, he got who cars he got? No, those are my cars, y'all. But I got in my putt. I made my way down to Houston, Texas. Big shout out to Houston. They treated me so nice. Y'all had some great designers. Godskin, I think it was Dre Star, Daddy's Girl. I'm thinking off the top of my head, so if I forget to call you out, please forgive me. Of course, Synstylez was in the building, but how did it feel putting together a production? What was the whole point of it? Let us know, man.
So I think the point of it was to raise money to like I said, impact those kids that are in the city that need help, right? I will tell you that I was impressed beyond measure with the Godskins, with the young man who was 23 years old and got to see his stuff walk the aisle for the first time. I know a lot of the men were choked up when they got to the stage, and you see the hardest brother standing there talking all this noise, and he gets up there on the stage and he's, I can't help myself, you know what I mean? And but I can tell you that it's inspiring. We had 28 pieces, right? 28 pieces. We got to headline it, and for me, it was our first one, so it was a big deal. I got my brother as an MC. It worked out. I had Charlie Mack show up. It worked out, right? So it was for us. It was a big deal because this is the first one that we put on, and it was to raise money for the inner city youths, trying to get with Sent with Love, our nonprofit, and start generating some income and put some revenue out there so we can go ahead and fund these things for the kids. We have another, I think it's a teen summit coming up for the young ladies. And we did it last year, and it pulled on some heartstrings. So this year we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to probably involve the little men as well as the little girls, and sit down and have a discussion and see exactly where their heads are. That fashion show was to springboard us into being able to touch those areas of the public. That's all.
Wow. Listen, y'all, when I tell you the fashion show was ridiculous. Big shout out again. Godskin said he said I almost shed a tear. Listen, it was crazy because y'all know I like to have fun. Y'all know I'm gonna be me. They didn't give me no script. I didn't have no teleprompter, so they got to see Mr. 180 almost in full effect. There was children in the building, so y'all know I was on my best blessed behavior. But it was really good seeing, for me, it was good seeing the movement because 180 Life is a movement, and it was like really really big seeing other men, that work hard, and because the thing is, and I'm gonna say it, y'all gonna be mad at me. I'm okay with that. I promise I'm okay when y'all mad at me because y'all always come back and I love y'all. But the thing is, the world tends to be hard on us black men.
That's true. That's true.
Because we got to provide. We can't be too emotional. You know, you too emotional. Oh, he emotional man. No woman want no emotional man. I've had a segment about it, y'all, so I could talk about it. Um, they said thanks for putting on for the veterans, Mr. Les.
No problem.
But just to see black men,
Yeah.
first off, come together, and it wasn't. Yes, of course, you wanted your brand to be the best, but it wasn't no competing type of rudeness about it.
I really believe that a lot of those gentlemen
Had never seen anybody wear their clothing besides mama or their cousins or something like that. So to be able to see your line come to life, hit that runway, that's a big deal. And like I said, it didn't seem like a big deal until you brought them on stage. And once you brought them on stage, you could see it in their face. They're like, this has never happened to me before. And that allows us to say, hey, the next time we do this, are you going to be ready? Right? You ain't going to have just one piece. You're going to have 4 or 5 pieces because now you're ready. And that gets them in line to be able to do this someplace else. And they can look back and say, hey, Synstylez gave me my start. There's nothing wrong with that.
Whoa, wow. He said never had anyone wear one piece until this happened. Wow. Somebody said they had a great time. This was the thing. And my job as the host, I always go in places. I want people, especially people that own brands, no matter if it's clothes, no matter if you want to be a singer. I was working with a singer before, drummer, whatever it was. I want them to understand when you get to a point, you're going to have to be able to talk. Right. You're going to have to be able to communicate. You're going to have to be able to tell people who they were. My big thing was I wanted you to leave with new followers than what you had before. I did. Even with the cell towers being down, I made people open up. Yes. Oh yeah, y'all already know. Facebook was listen, bro. Facebook was down today. I had almost lost. If I got one more text message, bro. Hey, is your Facebook working? I said.
I was straight to Google like.
They were like, yo, Facebook is down, player. Get off the line. So I get it, man. I do get it. But yeah, man, like I said, it's just you want it, I'll lend to what you said when you were standing on stage. And Godskin knows what you're saying. He says, you said, well, you know, I normally don't do this, but there's black men up here trying to do right, right? You have a young kid that looked like he probably knocked off the 5 and you know the 7-Eleven, but he's here. Yeah. Right. And you won't support. But if he was on the 7-Eleven, then you'd be like, see, that's what's going on right there. So, you know, it's bad to say, but we get the small percentage. Right. And as a black man, yeah, it's hard out here. It's hard out here. So you try to embolden those behind you. You have to trailblaze for those behind you. And some days it's hard, bro. But, you know, it's what you do. It's got to be in you, though. It's got to be in you.
Listen, y'all, I got Mr. Les Lang in the building. Y'all be wondering why I be just calling. I'm gonna call my brother. I got it. Listen, y'all, it was so dope in Houston. It was remarkable, and like I did say that, and I meant that. Like normally, people that want me to get up and talk about black people and where we're going and entrepreneurs, they tell me that. Normally I don't go off script. I normally have a good time, and it was I had to because it was more dear to my heart. Because you know how, and I'm just gonna be real. You know how a person can judge a book by its cover.
Correct. Yeah, we typically do that, right?
And people tend to judge books by their cover. And the issue that I was having was, they brought all this merch, and it wasn't. I could understand if it was thrown together, and it was just random stuff. But it was really some good merchandise. No lie, I believe I purchased something from every vendor in there.
I think also
vendors that were around the room made a killing that night. It made a killing that night. And I said this when I was on stage. There were people there that came to support their models, came to support the effort. And there might not have been 3,000 people there, right? But there was people there that wanted to be entertained. And I think that night they were entertained, they were educated, right? And they left out of there with something. And that's all you want to do. You want to put something in the back of their mind and say, hey, I want to do this. This can be done. That's all.
So there's a question on hand. A question just came through. They said, "Can you ask Mr. Les what is his motivation?" So let's give him a second to think about it. Let's give him a second to think about it. When you think motivation, let's first break this down real quick because you know I like to break it down a little bit. What does motivation mean to you?
So I'll give it to you this way, and guys can ask the question. So when I was in the military, I was at my brokest time in my life.
Wow.
Now understand that the average private, the average A1C, the average airman, or the person with 2 stripes brings home $700 a month, right? So you're not making any money. The problem that we have is as soon as we get a little bit of money, we go home, back home, in a brand new car. So everybody thinks we have money, right? So as time has gone on, I had to hustle. My hustle was detailing cars, right? So I always used to say this: I just want to be able to come in and my lights are on, my cable's on, there's food in my refrigerator, wow, my car note's paid, and I ain't sweating. And for me, that was motivation until I got out of the military. Once I got out of the military, I wanted to be able to furnish a home. I wanted to be able to buy a home. I wanted to be able to buy a car the way I wanted to buy a car. But it was never I wanted the Lamborghini. It was more I want to be settled to a point where I can do the things I need to do when I need to do them. Looking at that along with my children, being able to take care of my family the way I need to take care of my family. And that's always been my motivation.
Wow. He says, I'm a vet as well. I know exactly what he is breaking down. Wow. The vendors were amazing and they got the bag tonight. So let's talk about you named a couple things and y'all know I love to talk about it. Let's talk about vision because all I can hear in my mind, all I can hear in my spirit was writing the vision, making it plain. Y'all know that's how I roll. That's how 180 Life was developed. That's what I live by. I wrote a passage once that said, "Success is in the eye of the successor." So
Why do you say that, though?
I say that because successful to me could be, and this is for me. I'm gonna use me for a real live example. I stayed out of jail for 5 years. I'm very successful. Like you, I wanted to purchase a home. I've been married for 4 years.
Right.
This is my longest relationship ever in life. You know what I'm saying? I might not have a lot of money in the bank, but my light's not on.
Exactly.
My cars, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I might not have steaks every day, lobster, you know what I'm saying? But I got some food in the fridge. When I want something, that's so talk about how you had to really prioritize your vision and then slowly check things off the list. And then I want you to jump into when some of the vision that you had, let's talk car, for example. Exotic car you might have wanted. You said you didn't want the Lamborghini, but let's say exotic car you might have wanted, but then you say, you know what? I got to put this on the back burner because I got to do something else. Talk about that.
So, and for me, like I said, it's whetting my appetite, right? Being able to go after what I want to go after, but understanding that it's not just me. I have a grandkid, right? I have children that are grown, and then I have a 12-year-old, right? And I had a 17-year-old. So you got to make sure that whatever you're doing right now has to check all the boxes. Whereas when I was 20 years old, I didn't care. It was just me. My dad used to say this all the time. When you eat, your whole family just ate, right? It's totally different when you marry. You got to make sure the lights are on. You got to make sure the cable's on. Now, when it's just you can lay there with no lights on. You can look at your phone all night, right? So it's totally different. And my why was trying to make sure that I left a lineage to my children, something that they would be proud of, that they could walk in and one day do and not have to have their education of a master's degree, bachelor's degree, et cetera, et cetera. Most of your entrepreneurs don't have degrees, right? And in your case, a lot of the entrepreneurs have a record. Why? Because the government won't give you a fair shake on the other side, if I'm right.
That's
right?
true.
So
talking.
I started looking at it the way I needed to look at it. But I will tell you, God put it in the back of my head. I know what I like. I know how I want to be, how I want to dress and things of that nature. But God put it in the back of my head and said, hey, look, you wear a lot of Jordan gear. You can do this. And it probably costs you a quarter of what you're paying for this t-shirt. And he's right. Right. I woke up one morning and I was like, I'm not going to do this anymore. If I'm going to wear anything that has a name on it, it's going to be my name. Right. If I'm going to take pride in anything that's going to drive me, it's going to be something that I put my time, my effort, and my passion into. And that's what I started doing. So I took that and I said, okay, the Lamborghini. Shoot, there was last year. I bought 5 cars. Bought 5 cars last year, right? I wanted what I wanted. I got one, right? Then I got 2, right? Then I said, man, if I buy another car, it's going to be a problem, right? So then you say, okay, well, time to get a bigger house. My house is 3,500 square foot, bro. So what do you need 4,500 square foot for? And oh, by the way, you take the equity out of your house and you got to drop that on $800,000-$900,000 worth of house that isn't even the same size as the house that you're leaving. So you have to have patience. You have to sit down and look around and count your blessings. And a lot of times we don't do that. We say, okay, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. In life, you were taught on to the next, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. And my dad, a wise man, says, man, just sit down, shut up, and enjoy where you're at. And once you can do that, things start coming to you. You start changing the way you're looking at things. Your vision starts to change. It starts to mature.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're not the same kid you were 10 years ago. Right? You're a man now. Right? You have responsibilities. You have obligations. So that picture that you drew 10 years ago doesn't look anything like the one you are in now. But you're happy.
Wow.
Wow, y'all, listen. He dropping jewels. I'm sitting here like, because so I think I've told you this. One of the biggest arguments me and my wife got into one day that I listened, like we weren't just talking at each other, and I was listening to what she said. And I remember her telling me that you'll never be happy. Right. We got all this house. Yeah. And you talking about the next house. We just unpacked all the boxes. And you talk about we gonna go get a 5-bedroom.
Right. So is it he was satisfied?
Well, no. See, I'm at a place, and I'm coming to. I'm coming to the. I promise y'all. I promise I'm gonna come to the questions because he said this. We're gonna go back up a little bit. He said I don't want to wear anything else but my brand or those of like minds. I want to talk on that because y'all know I am the marketing guru. If I don't know how to do nothing else, I can teach you how to market yourself and get you where you're going to get. And the first thing I remember, the first time we met, and the first thing I told you is, you are your brand. That's correct. Because that's the first thing I tell almost every person I work with. Right. You are your brand. We was blessed. We went to Atlanta, and y'all know I'm like everywhere. In my mind, I have a team that dresses me, make sure my calendar is right, make sure my schedules are right, and my mind is just everywhere. And I remember you came and I looked at you every day in Atlanta, and you had a different color of your stuff. Like, I used to wear 180 Life t-shirts every day. You remember I used to wear them every day. And then, of course, they start putting them in the contract that I got to wear dress up clothes and this, that, and the third. But to watch you literally wear your brand and really own it. And if we could tell anybody on this live, I got to look at y'all when I say this, make sure when you are branding yourself, when you are moving, everything from the cars. I remember the first time somebody came to me and said, I rocked with you because I seen you at the light. And I wrote your number down at the light. Wow. Mind you, the city, it was in Killeen, Texas. I have not lived in Killeen, Texas in 3 years. And they was like, "Oh yeah, I seen you at the light. You used to live on this street." Da da da. I said that was no. Like the reason why it shocked me because they just came to work with me now,
Oh, that's what's up.
and I'm like, "Wait, you waited all this time? Oh yeah, I've been following you on Facebook."
They say it often. You never know.
Hold on, because I got. Well, say that one more
They
time.
say you never know who's watching you, right? And I take certain things from Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan used to get dressed to the hilt every time he hits the door. Why? Because he said, I might bump into somebody who only gets this one chance to get to know me, get to see me, right? I wear my brand because that's my brand. I don't wear Fruit of the Loom. I don't wear Shaq clothes. I don't wear Jordan anymore. I wear my brand. If I see something that I like from Jordan, I know now that I can fix mine to look something like that, but with my wording on it. I wore a hoodie and some sweats when you said something. But you have to believe in yourself because nobody else is gonna do it for you.
Ooh, let's jump on that. Let's
Jump on that. Y'all know the time is going up. And let's jump on that. Believe it in yourself. Let's leave them with that. Y'all, we not gonna hold y'all all night. Let's talk about believe it in yourself because um a lot of people, that's a lot of people's problem. Nothing against everybody that walk the fashion shows in this. A lot of businesses are stagnant because their belief is messed up.
Well, your belief is that
You're gonna make it, right? Um, it the
But
first
what happens when that first year when you don't?
that's it. The first 1, 2, 3 years that you don't, we quit, right? And it's been written 3 to 5 years, player, before you start seeing that type of income. And if you can stay the course, then you can play the course. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you got to stay the course. And don't get me wrong, I'm not made out of money. I am a software engineer. I got 5 businesses. I do taxes. I got a lot of things going on. But I also believe that if I stay the course with what I'm pushing for, I'll see the light one day.
Wow. So then that goes to my last thing, and we're gonna wrap it up with this one. I tell everybody this: your network will depict your net worth. Again, I'm gonna say it again for the people in the back, just in case you have me turned down because my voice is too loud. Turn me up one time. Your network will depict your net worth. So I want to really give everybody I want to, Lord, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? Lord, it's hard to stand behind your brand. Listen, sometimes it gets hard, y'all. But let me tell you, there's a couple things that you said that goes into your network, the picture network. We're going to talk about our relationship. We're gonna break it down for the people so people can understand. Believe it or not, we met each other on a mutual person that I knew. I didn't know nothing about them. They didn't know nothing about me. But we was at the same event. While we was at that event, we all spoke. Everybody was speaking, talking. It was actually lunchtime. It was raining. And I said, okay, well, I'm gonna go around and speak to everybody because I don't know what everybody got going on. I was the host of that event. They brought me to a school, y'all. It was my first time at a school. They kids. It was fun. But anyway, it just don't be a bully. Don't be a bully. Be a motivator. We're gonna go with that.
Okay, all right.
So be a blessing.
Be a buddy.
That's it. Be a buddy. But long story short is your network will depict your net worth. It's not what you know. It's who you know.
It is.
And it goes back to when I met Patti LaBelle.
Okay.
We had already contacted everybody. And I had the same magazine. But it was for real, you remember, bro. Bro trying to front of me, bro. Like he don't remember. He remember. I was there crying and stuff. Listen. But it was just really showing people, like even at the fashion show, you never know who's in the room. You never know, you know what I'm saying, who could rock your stuff. And one thing that I feel like me and you have like-minded, I interview a lot of people and a lot of up and coming. Because like I tell people, when you get to a point where you up there with Jay-Z and whoever you look up to, you know, don't forget, you know, this 180 life experience. So talk about networking and the importance of it.
So I think it's easier for you because you're out in the public eye. I tend to kind of fade back and kind of observe certain things. But even at the fashion show, I got to meet a lot of up and coming young artists. The rapper who was in the wheelchair, fire, right? I'd seen him at the church, at a church function before, fire. But you know, he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" And you know, we're talking, and he says, "You're Synstylez," and I'm like, "No, I'm less." You're right, but you know, no, you're Synstylez. So the name has a reputation, right? So I take that to say, you know, networking, you just never know who you're going to touch, and you never know who's going to bring something to your table. Charlie Mack showed up, came out, he did maybe 2 minutes, but he was there, and he's a brand ambassador now. So now when I look up on his posts, he's rocking syndicate wear, right? And at the same, that you can't pay for that, but you could pay for it, but I'm not paying for it. So anyway, I'm saying he has a group of people now that he's gonna start to affect, and your Omar Goodings and those that are around him are gonna start asking questions. And like you said, all it does is grow the brand from there. So you don't forget where you came from, but at the same time, it's nice to meet somebody, have a conversation, and then see a text message, see a phone call, or get on your live, and then all of a sudden, hey, I remember you at the fashion show. That's pretty dope, because now you can grow from there. Your network is your network.
Listen, y'all, listen. Synstylez is in the building. Y'all know we cannot stay on here forever. And he's under some hot lights.
I'm melting over here, bro.
I got the lights on him. Listen, y'all. Y'all need to go on to Amazon, or I need y'all to go on to Amazon. Show some love on Amazon. Get your copy of 180 Life Enterprise magazine. I want to present this to you. He said, "Can I see it?" I want to present it to y'all. We in the same studio, but the way, look, so if y'all see it, don't be talking about us, man. Bro, I want to present this. This is your copy. That's your copy. Hey, man.
That's pretty dope, man. I appreciate it.
You already know he called him a celebrity photographer. You know what I'm saying? So listen, y'all, make sure you go over to synstylez.com. SYNSTYLEZ.com. Make sure that you go get your copy. Listen, guys, if you go to 180life.com, I'm not on. Y'all hear me? Y'all missing out. If you go to 180life.com, 180lyfe.com, go get your subscription. And if you follow me on Facebook, Archie J. Jenkins, or on Instagram, listen, the executive producer, Mrs. 180 is on the live. She's giving y'all the link. Y'all make sure that y'all click that link. Y'all, guess what? I can't stay on here long because I got another meeting, another live we got to get on to, because we are on tour as of right now. But listen, y'all make sure y'all hit that follow button, turn on those post notifications. Let me know that you enjoyed this live. Y'all go follow Mr. Les Lane. Can they follow your Facebook? Go, yeah, he said yeah.
Go with, baby. But it's all good. I appreciate your time and the effort, baby.
Listen, man, thank you so much for coming by to see us, man. Please, y'all go follow. Listen, this is what I'm gonna do. Because I did it at the fashion show and nobody answered. They all inboxed me, but they didn't answer. I'm gonna give away one free subscription for 6 months. Right now. Go ahead and inbox me on Facebook at Archie J. Jenkins, and just inbox me. Let me know what you enjoyed about the show today. And we'll get your 6 month subscription started up. Listen, y'all ain't gotta go home, but y'all gotta get up off this live. Y'all go enjoy South by Southwest. Please be safe out there. I will not be out. Oh, okay. She said echo. Listen, I'm giving away a free subscription. Y'all make sure that y'all go tap in. Let me know what you enjoyed about the live. Mr. Lane, thank you so much. Listen, they said go visit Synstylez for the syndicate gear. Make sure that you are in compliance.
I appreciate it. My sister's always looking out for
me. Listen.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much. Listen, till next time. Holla. Be safe. He said holla holla. That's what we're gonna do. Men of Valor! If you know anybody that's ready for the beat of Men of Valor, excuse me. I know I'm doing all that hollering, right? Y'all know anybody Men of Valor, y'all make sure y'all inbox me. Let me know who they are. All right. Thank y'all so much.
No, I'll be changed. He ain't See, when you invest in something and you hustle and you work for something, you got a different type of attachment to it. You're gonna have a cold day of hell for somebody trying to take